Chapter 6. Train discipline in the comfort zone. Before life puts you to the test, you should test yourself. Not because you're afraid, but because you want to be prepared. Most people only build strength when they're forced to, but you don't have to wait until something happens. You can become strong voluntarily, in the middle of everyday life, in the middle of your comfort zone. Strength doesn't grow where it's comfortable. It arises in conscious renunciation, in the no to short-term pleasure, in the yes to challenge, even though you could take the easy way. Discipline doesn't develop through constant self-optimization, but through targeted friction, through building small resistances into your usual life. The Stoics knew this. Seneca advised his students to regularly forego luxury, even if they could afford it: cold water instead of warm baths, plain bread instead of a feast, not out of masochism, but to remind themselves that one needs less than one thinks, and that one is stronger than one believes. This practice has a double effect. On the one hand, you strengthen your mind. You learn that you have control over your impulses. On the other, you build mental reserves for times when that control really costs you something. When life hits hard, you're prepared because you've already practiced the pain voluntarily. Imagine you decide not to eat sugar for a week. That's uncomfortable, but it shows you how often you reach out of habit, not out of necessity. Or you deliberately leave the house 5 minutes earlier in the morning, not because you have to, but to prove to yourself that you control your rhythm. These mini challenges are like weights for the brain. Discipline is like a muscle. It doesn't grow without resistance. If you only ever do what's pleasant, you weaken your will. If you regularly and consciously choose against the easy path, you strengthen it. It's important not to overdo it. You don't have to live like an ascetic. But you should, from time to time, consciously give up something you're entitled to, precisely because you could have it. That's true self-leadership. This attitude changes your self-image. You are no longer the victim of your comfort zone. You are the director of your behavior. You decide when to give in and when not to, and that gives you an inner stability that is hardly shaken anymore. So ask yourself, where can you deliberately build in a little resistance today? What comfort can you leave behind just for today? And what would happen if you did that regularly? Maybe you'll discover that you have far more control than you thought, and that true discipline doesn't arise when you have to fight, but when you choose to challenge yourself while everything is still calm.